Hello, what's up fellow forex traders? It's Forex Milkers again, and I'm back with a trade breakdown of a trade that I was able to get throughout the weekend on GBPCAD. I caught some nice buys and the risk to reward ratio was a quick 1-5. This was a quick move, It was a quick move, and as you can spot here, you can be able to notice that I must have seen a strong low somewhere here with some liquidity above it. That's why I was able to capture these buys, but I'm going to be taking you through the trade breakdown so that you can be able to learn something from it, something from it. This is for the people who were asking me for the trade breakdown. So I want to show you how the entry type was. I had some sort of a strong low, which is a sweep of liquidity from the previous low plus a break of structure to the upside. Then at some price levels I had some type of liquidity there. As I always talk about it, you must be having liquidity above your point of interest, and you should make sure that that point of interest is within a strong low or a strong high for you to confirm that that is an A plus setup, something like this. So later on you can be able to wait for price to return to that POI so that you can be able to buy. So the trade is somewhere here. Let me dig somewhere deeper so that you can be able to see on the lower time frames. It's something like this, something like this. This was my Asian session. I had marked it out, so let's delete it so that you can observe here. At this key point, we had something like this. Price was dropping, price gave us a drop, a pullback, another drop, then we got a pullback, then a drop, then price shot to the upside, gave us a fast pullback here, then price continued. I want to cut out this thing. When I cut out this thing, I place it somewhere here so that you can be able to observe. We had gotten a sweep of liquidity from the previous low, then a break of structure to the upside, something like this, Then this first pullback acted as my liquidity. That's why I had marked it with a dotted line like this. So, and I also had to mark out my strong low here. So I had to buy below this dotted line where I found out that we had a clear point of interest somewhere here. So let's head down to the trade breakdown so that you can observe what was really happening. But before I continue, I would like to take this opportunity to inform new members on this video that if you're not yet following me, ensure to follow me in case you would like to learn from my content. I share some nice lessons in case you're interested in learning. So I want to start with plain charts and a higher time frame because I always use a top-down approach. For my analysis, I always use a top-down approach. So let's see, this is the 4 hours time frame. The trade was within somewhere here. So this point is where I had gotten my strong low. Let's head over to the 1 hour so that we can have clear market structure. At this point, we had gotten price reacting from this order block here. Price had tapped into this order block, and then after price tapped into that order block, price continued to head to the upside. So you can see after price tapped into this order block, price continued to the upside, and even before that we had gotten the previous break of structure which was facing to the upside. All of these confirmations are just showing us that price is heading to the upside. So it means in case we want to take trades, we should make sure that those trades are buying trades. We should make sure that we are following the market to the upside. So I started observing this move which was coming from this previous order block here. We had a push up, then price gave me a pullback, another push up, then a drop. Later on the price shot to the upside. This is what caught my eye. This is what caught my eye. I was able to notice that within that price point we had a sweep of liquidity from the previous low, somewhere here, sweep of liquidity from the previous low. Then we had a breakout structure to the upside, which confirmed to me that that was my strong low. That was my strong low because it swept liquidity from the previous low, and then later on it broke structure to the upside, so I had to mark it out as my strong low. Remember, if you're having your strong low, feel free to mark it so that it can stand out. So I had to put my line over here. That was my strong low. Then I had to also mark out the breakout structure to the upside, like this, breakout structure to the upside. Then I head over to the lower time frames to see what was happening there. I check on the 30 minutes. On the 30 minutes, now the chart got somehow more clear, because you can see this was the sweep of liquidity, this was the breakout structure, this was the first pullback, and I told you this first pullback will act as our liquidity. The first pullback acts as the liquidity. So you can feel free to check through the lower time frame below. Okay, feel free to check through the lower time frame below, and I told you choose the point of interest that is close to that liquidity. It can be an order block, it can be a point where an imbalance gets filled up from, or it can even be a supply or demand zone. Anything closer there, but you should make sure that for you to place your buys, first wait for the market to come back and take out this liquidity. So below that liquidity we had this very clear order block somewhere here. I marked it out up to the in front, and that's where I placed my buy trade. The buy trade was here with my stop loss below the strong low. I had to target these highs, so I had to place my take profit at this high, and I target that. I hope you can see, for a quick 1 to 5. A quick 1 to 5. That's how I came up with that trade, without using any indicator, but with just the approach of the QMs, bullish QM, or you can call it a strong low. That's only what I was able to spot. After that, I spotted my liquidity. I waited for price to return to my point of interest, and the trade was taken. I had also shared that, you can see somewhere here, this was the setup. I had marked out my liquidity. I was waiting for price to come back for that liquidity so that I can take the trade, and then the trade played out because I had shared this trade with my VIP. Okay, so that's how the analysis came up. Very simple and straight to the point, in case you have been following up with my previous lessons and videos. It's very clean, straight to the point. Yeah, that's it.